I'm Jen.
And I'm Nick.
We live and love in Ottawa.
We know that feeding a family of 4 can be tough.
So we put together some of our favorite
and affordable
recipes to keep everyone smiling.
Grab a seat at our table and enjoy
our frugal family meal. It's summer, and in our house, when it's summertime, we like to get out the grill. Today, we are making portobello mushrooms instead of what, Nick?
Burgers!
Our son is vegetarian, so sometimes we like to swap out the meat for vegetables. We're using portobello mushrooms because they're dense and meaty, just like a regular burger, so they hold up well to the grill. So we're gonna get them marinating. Nick, you have the garlic?
Just rinsing that off right now.
Okay. So we're gonna start with a little bit of olive oil, some balsamic vinegar, same 2 or 3 tablespoons, chopped garlic, some lemon juice, cracked black pepper, and just a little bit of salt.
Now, do you want some onion with this marinade as well too, or do you want to?
Yeah, good, thank you. So you don't need to marinate these for very long, a couple of hours. You can marinate them in the afternoon, but if you really wanted to get a lot of flavor, you could do them overnight.
And here are the ones we've got prepped from earlier.
Super, thanks. So these have been marinating for about 2 or 3 hours. So my grill is about 450 degrees high temperature. Just gonna add these on.
Jen, while you do that, I'm gonna take the liberty of making us some drinks.
Yes, please. So there's lots of good life left in this marinade, and because there was nothing raw in it, I'm going to use it to baste the mushrooms on the grill. They don't take very long to cook, about 1.5 to 2 minutes per side. So I'll just let these cook now. And I'm just gonna chop these chives that I picked from my garden, so these are just gonna be a nice garnish for the top of the portobello mushrooms. I'll do half with and half without because my kids don't like green things. How's it going, Nick?
Just juicing the limes right now. Now I'm doing some of this for us and some of this for the kids, so I'm not going to give any of the good stuff to them. Is there vodka? Unless you're feeling like a soft drink, but I figured a hard drink for hard times.
Yes, please.
There you go. Ice.
You should have made that a double.
I will next time. All right.
Whoa!
It's a party.
So I'm just gonna check the mushrooms. So they look good, and I'm gonna give them a flip and just do the exact same thing to these side. So just give them a little bit more of the marinade. Just finish it off here.
And to garnish these, I'm just going to take a couple of strawberries here, do some quick slices. Let them float around for the kids. There we go. Some for me, some for my lady, and as well, set it all off.
Fancy.
Hey, just because you're frugal doesn't mean you can't be fancy.
A little bit of fresh pepper and a little bit of coarse sea salt. That's it. So you can eat these on their own or with a bun. That's how my kids like to do it because they like to pretend it's a burger. Let's dig in.
That's proof that it's meaty. You actually have to cut it with a knife.
Yeah. Good.
Better than burgers.
Yeah, okay.
So what should we do next?
How about the perfect side?
Cheers.
Cheers. So we love our CSA. We get one delivered every week to our house with fresh produce from around the area.
This week we were able to get cabbage, which was nice because we were able to prepare this slaw. The best thing too about this box is the fact that we have no idea what we're going to be getting in it.
So we're making a side slaw, and the dressing is going to be a tangy vinaigrette. So the apples and the slaw are going to really sweeten it up, combine really well with the vinegar of the dressing.
And kids love apples, at least our kids do, and so it gives them extra encouragement to want to eat it as well.
One's good, eh?
I should think so, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to make the dressing.
I'll just finish up with the other ingredients.
So some extra virgin olive oil, I'd say maybe around 1/4 cup. Some apple cider vinegar, same. So I usually, when making dressings, do equal parts oil, equal parts acidity. Some honey, just for some sweetness. A teaspoon is fine. A little bit of lime. So when you're making dressings with fresh citrus fruit, you always want to roll the fruit because then it just gets all the juices flowing and it's easier to squeeze. You're doing a coarse grate for the salad?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Do you want more than just a little bit of color? Do you want 2?
Yes, please.
All right, not a problem.
And a little bit of salt. I always make my dressings in a mason jar because they're just easy to shake and combine the ingredients together. This way, also, if you ever have any leftovers, you can just keep it in the fridge.
There we are.
Right, easy peasy, just combine the dressing over the salad. Just give that a dress.
I like the apple.
It's good.
Very good.
So what are we gonna do next?
I say we do a twist on a po' boy.
Who doesn't love a handheld sandwich? I know in our family, we love handheld meals because the kids can custom make their sandwiches, so that's why we're making some shrimp po' boys for dinner tonight. I'm gonna just add some buttermilk into this egg mixture here. Give that a whisk.
I am just getting the tortillas ready here. So we're gonna make them from scratch. It's a fun little trick to do with children, so this way they can be involved, you can get them to roll up the dough, and it just brings you a little closer to the meal and what it actually means to you as a family.
To my flour mixture for the shrimp, I'm just gonna add some chili pepper and some buffalo ranch seasoning and some Italian seasoning. So all these pre-made seasoning mixes can be acquired at your local bulk store, or you can make them yourself. So the trick to breading, anytime you do any type of breading, is always to use 2 hands. So one for the wet and one for the dry. Are those tortillas coming, Nick?
I'm just about to add the water now, which will bring us our dough, and then I can start rolling it out. And we'll be able to fry it up right here.
All right, so we're just gonna fry up these shrimp. Good way to test to see if your oil is nice and hot is if you get those bubbles around food. So these aren't gonna take very long. You're just gonna wanna fry them until they're nice and golden brown. They're at about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 200 Celsius. All right, so I have my plate here with the paper towel. So the paper towel is just to soak up some of the extra oil from the shrimp. Some nice golden color on these.
I'm just rolling out the tortillas now, so this way we can actually get started with eating the meal, because I can see I have a little bit of ketchup to do with you right now.
I'm gonna fry my second batch of shrimp here.
Now, it's always tricky with this, because you want to make sure you work the dough just enough, but not too much. You don't want to develop the gluten so they become tough, because you don't want them to be too chewy. Kids, at least ours anyway, don't like anything that's chewy.
Except chewing gum.
Yes, and we have seen that too many times in pants pockets after a wash. So if that's something you can avoid, that's great. So you can check to see if this is ready to go. Now you want to be careful not to burn yourself. I've done this more than once, both the flipping and the burning. So you don't have quite the color we're looking for yet, so I'm just going to turn this up a little.
Mine are cooking before yours.
It's not a race, honey. Now, if you don't want to use a rolling pin, you can actually treat yourself to a tortilla press. One of the huge advantages to using a press is it'll turn out round every time. So if you are as talented as I am when it comes to making round tortillas, you may want to consider that as an option.
Can you use cornmeal?
If you want, yeah, some recipes will use cornmeal as well too, which is particularly handy if you're having gluten intolerant people over for a meal. It provides you with an extra option and, I would dare say, a different flavor as well. And if you have a couple left over, you can leave them in the cupboard or in the fridge and you can eat them the next day or two, or make a huge batch and you can put them in the freezer for future use. And we use them quite frequently.
Yeah, our kids like them with chocolate hazelnut spread and banana for breakfast.
And all we're missing is
the star ingredient, remoulade sauce.
Okay.
So this is a remoulade sauce, a fancy word for mayonnaise and some apple cider vinegar and some chili sauce and some onion and garlic, and I like to add pickles. And like I said, in a mason jar, because you can keep the leftovers in a fridge for probably about 2 weeks or so.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's getting the nod. It's that good.
It's good.
You know what we need though?
What?
Dessert. Time for the sweetest part of the day, dessert. Now, Jen, I can see you already got the strawberries going for our strawberry crisp. While you do that, I'll see if I can catch up. I think I lost the last round. So for the topping, we're just gonna do good old-fashioned simple crisp. Now, you don't have to cook your vegetables, as in rhubarb, or your fruit in advance. You can actually just put it directly into your oven. But if you want to save a little bit of time, and again, time is precious these days, you can pre-cook it a little. I'm just gonna add a little bit of extra salt here. And this is the best part, the butter.
Did you put cinnamon in?
I do that at the very end. The reason why I like to put the cinnamon at the very end is because I can see where to put it in. I find that if I put it in advance, I don't usually get enough of what I'm looking for in it. And it also adds an extra little bit of smell at the end of the process, which I think is kind of nice. Okay, I can see you're almost ready there for me, Jen. I've got to pick up the pace here a little. There you go. Now you can also, instead of using your hands, you can do a pastry cutter. I find that it's better to use your hands because then you get a better mix of it all. And there we go.
Hit it with the cinnamon.
I'm going to hit it with the cinnamon next. So instead of using ground cinnamon, we're going to do stick cinnamon and just microplane it up ourselves. I find it gives it a more pronounced flavor. And it's a little bit more fun. It's as close as I get to going to the gym these days.
And you can also add in some like allspice or nutmeg or
Ginger's another good one too.
well, crystallized ginger. That one's really good.
So I'll just give it a little final stir here. Now, depending on how much you like your crisp topping compared to the rest, you can add just more of it, depending on what kind of bottom we're having. So if it's apples, we like to have a lot more on the top. If we're having strawberries, we like to have a little bit less. And it's something that we do year-round as well too. So no matter what the season is, there's always some fresh produce that you can throw in.
We got strawberries in our CSA this week. That's why we're using strawberries.
In times past, we like to also use rhubarb. Rhubarb is one of our favorites. Now from here, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put this in the barbecue to cook.
So we're gonna put this on the barbecue. It's at about 550 and we'll cook it for about 10 or 15 minutes.
All right, where's the cocktail?
I drank it.
Cheers.
My favorite part of any meal.
Ooh. Perfect. If that was an apple crisp, I'd want more crisp topping. With the strawberry being as sweet as it is, it's perfect. You know what? We're gonna have to share with the kids, aren't we? It's gonna be one of their favorite things probably today.
Yeah. This was some vanilla ice cream.
We should make that sometime, shouldn't we?
From scratch?
We'll buy it.